Hi, I'm Henrik from the Customer Solutions Architects team. I will be doing this video on DX APM alert notifications. These are the topics that I will cover. First, I will go a little into terminology and changes from previous versions to DX APM, and then alert alarm flow between DX APM and the DX platform. I will talk a little about the SMTP server implementation for the SMTP server that we provide. I will be introducing channels and then demo how to use channels directly from DX APM. And I will be introducing policies and then demo how to utilize channels with policies. Don't be confused by DX APM using the term alert and the DX platform using the term alarm. It is the same thing. All alerts triggered in DX APM flow into the DX platform as raw alarms, and they all participate in OI alarm processing, more specifically alarm analytics. In previous versions of APM, we were able to specify actions and even different actions for caution and danger. Actions have, however, been replaced by the more general messaging capability. This video is about how you use this in DX APM. DX platform messaging uses channels as its uniform transport abstraction for notification, automation, and integrations. The DX platform uses policies to control which alarms are passed through to which channels and ultimately sent as messages. DX APM may, however, send alerts directly to channels, not using policies, for direct messaging, as I call it. This diagram shows alarm and alert flow and processing. From the left, the solid arrow, to the right, it shows the integrated flow of all DX APM alerts into the DXOI platform as raw alarms. This flow is accomplished by the integration of DX APM into the DX platform. To the right, the diagram shows the automatic policy-based filtering and passing of alarms to channel to send messages. This processing is automatic. All alarms are evaluated for all policies filters, and those that pass are passed to linked channels, to the policies linked channels for sending messages. I will cover this more deeply later, of course. In the middle, the broken arrow, it shows DX APM optional direct channel messaging. That is DX APM directly passing alerts to channels, not using policies. I will also go deeper into this later. There are several things that you should note here. First, the two messaging concepts are additional. Using one does not exclude the other. Using both means additional emails. So if you're using the policy-based one, you will be getting messages through that. If you're also using the direct channel messaging, you will also get messages through that. So therefore, using both may incur unwanted duplicate messages. I will emphasize this again later in context. Importantly, messaging, regardless of which one you use, supports all the use cases of notification, automation, and integration in a uniform way. And it is fairly easy to configure and to use. And finally, the diagram shows the two use cases that I mentioned, 1 and 2, clearly marked. That I will be covering in this video, right? So about the SMTP server, for notifications, email messages, that is one of the messaging use cases, you do not need to provide an SMTP server. You do not need to set up one. One is provided for you, and it will be transparently, silently used automatically. Nothing need to be configured. The provided SMTP server uses SPF sender policy framework to properly identify the IP address of the email sender through the use of our SPF DNS entries. And it uses domain key identified mail to properly sign emails. And it uses a valid Broadcom.com email address for the SMTP mail from attribute. All this means that it's fairly straightforward for you to set up your mail filters. And it also means that the emails, you can easily avoid the emails ending up in your spam folder. Channels. Messaging through channels is the DX platform external communication mechanism, as I mentioned. It is intended, as I also mentioned, for notifications, automation, and integration in a simple, uniform way. It's a simple concept of sending a message with alarm and context data to an external recipient using some protocol. And notifications is just one use case, an email message. This is utilized as a replacement for actions by DX APM. I will, of course, touch on that in the demo. The different messaging types by protocol and recipient reflect the messaging versatility. So you can see here that we have atomic for automation for atomic automation. We have webhook for generic integration. We have Slack for notification into Slack, and we have Service Desk, Salesforce, and Remedy ticket management integration. Okay, so the first use case, direct channel messaging. As said, direct channel messaging bypasses policies to enable simple use and simplify migration from previous versions of APM to DX APM. It can only be used for like, caution, and danger messages, meaning that you simply want to send the same message and not differentiate between caution and danger. If you want to differentiate, that requires two channels and policies as per use case 2 that we'll go through later. Alert channel configuration is only available in Teamcenter. It's not WebView, and Workstation has not been upgraded to cover this, to include this. So this is the diagram, the same diagram as from before. For recap of use case 1. So this is DX APM passing directly alerts to channels. Basically, as you can see, bypassing policies. Now know that all alerts are still sent as into the DX platform and received there as raw alarms, as I mentioned, right? That you cannot stop, that you do not want to stop. That would happen anyway. So let's go to the use case, the first use case, and create a channel and apply it to a DX APM alert. Okay, so I start here at the DX platform landing page. I go into settings, I click on my channels, and I want to add a channel. I select the email type. I make sure that I enable it, and then I choose a name, APM email notification, just very simple. I add my email address. Now you can see the test button got enabled. By clicking the test, I'm simply testing that the email and that the notification can get through. i.e. it can get out of the DX platform into the SMTP server, and from the SMTP server to your mail server, and then end up in your email inbox rather than being blocked or end up in spam somewhere. I will not be filling out the policy because, as I mentioned, that would mean that I would additionally to sending directly to the channel, I would also activate the policy-based messaging. I don't want to do that for this direct use case. So I'll just click save, and there you go. I have my APM email notification. Then I simply go to the into APM, excuse me, and then I go into my alert, and I have my deadlock alert. I will activate it, and I will APM email notification. That is the channel I created, and this is all that is required. Now I have I will be getting notifications whenever I have caution or danger alerts. That's simply it. I will save it, and then I will be starting to receive emails. You can actually see here that it's enabled, and shortly it will change status, and then it will be continuously evaluated as you know for alerts. Okay, I should be getting an email shortly. Okay, let's carry on. Policies. Okay. DX policies fully control the DX platform's passing of alarms to channels. If you do not link a policy to a channel, then no alarms will be passed to that channel. Policy is simply a set of logical conditions evaluated against the alarm attributes. A filter, why we can talk about filtering. A policy may be linked to 0 or more channels, and if you look, when you view a policy, you can see what channels are linked. And a channel may likewise be linked to 0 or more policies. And then again, for a channel, you can see which policies are linked. I'll point that out when I do the demo momentarily. A policy can be thought of as a gatekeeper for the channels that are linked to that policy. The filtering, the policy filter which alarm should be passed to its channels. So as all alarms are processed by all policies filters exactly once, meaning that any filter of any policy will be evaluated for any alarm. And if all the policies conditions evaluate true for the alarm's attributes, that alarm will then be passed to the policy, will then pass the policy and be passed to its channels. That then sends messages as per the message template used and with the alarm data and context used for that message. Okay, so now to use case 2. As said, policy-based messaging is the DX platform mechanism for sending alarm messages externally. It supports all the use cases for automation, integration, and automation that we talked about. Also across domain tools of the DX platform. So this is why I say it's a uniform mechanism. It is available for all the tools integrated into the DX platform, not just DX APM. And you can apply this messaging, the policy-based messaging, to only role alarms originating from DX APM, transparently to DX APM, meaning that you configure this on the DX platform side, and not in DX APM. So DX APM simply has no knowledge, no control of what you're doing on the platform side. Policy-based messaging offers an efficient migration from 10.7 to DX APM without having to configure anything in DX APM. So you simply configure it on the DX platform side what you want to be passed, what messages you want to send for which alarms. And this is just a reminder, a recap of the same diagram as you saw before. So we are at the right-hand side here, use case 2, policy-based messaging. So all alarms are evaluated for all the filters, for all filters of all policies. If they evaluate true for all the conditions of a filter, then they're passed to the channels that are linked to a specific policy that would then use the template to fill in the message and then send that externally. That is the use case we'll be looking into now. So we'll create 2 channels, one for caution and one for danger, right? This is how we can differentiate messages being sent. And then we'll create 2 policies. One policy that will pass caution alarms to the caution channel, and another policy that would pass danger alarms to the danger channel. That's the idea, right? So let's do that. Okay. So I will go back to the landing page, Launchpad, and I will go into settings. Now I will start by creating my 2 channels. No, in fact, I will be giving you a small trick here. I'll be going to my alert. This trick makes this less error prone. So I'll go to I'll be using my responses per interval. I'll be removing that channel there. So I don't have any channel. And then I'll go here and I'll copy that, the name of the alert. And it will become clear to you why I'm doing that. So I will be saving that, and then I will be going to the Launchpad. Excuse me. And I will be going into channels, as said. And as said, I will be creating 2 channels, one for caution and one for danger. I will make them both email channels, but you can mix and match as you see fit. So you can have the caution going out as an email message, and you can have the danger going, out through webhook into some ticketing system, if that is what you like, or if that is your use case. Okay, so I will paste that, and then I will go caution. So this will be the caution channel, right? I will add my email address. I cannot link the policy yet because it hasn't been created yet, so I will simply just save, right? And then I will create one more channel, namely the one for danger. I will make sure to enable it, and I will be, you can see I've done this before. And then, yeah, save. Right. So now I have my 2 channels, and I did remember to enable both of them. So I will go, go to settings, and now then I will go to policies, right? And then I'll be creating two policies to send alarms, to send caution alarms to the caution channel and danger alarms. And next I will be creating the other policy to send danger alarm to the danger channel, right? So policy name, I will be using that, and then caution. Now for notification for the alarm set, you need to select all alarms. See, that is the alarm set that includes raw alarms from DX APM. And then I will be adding a filter on the alarm name, right? So now this policy will only be applied, will only pass alarms that has this name. Then I will be adding the severity. There you go. And I will say this will be caution is major. Yeah, I will say that again. Caution on DX APM side is major on the DX platform side, right? And then for the status, not the status, not action status, alarm status. I will only want the alarm for new and updated, meaning that I will get, when the alarm is created, and then if it changes severity, I will get it too. I will not get it when it closes, right? So, and now I can here actually link the channel, and of course I will be linking the caution channel, right? So this condition here, all the raw alerts, all the raw alarms, only this name here for my alarm that I have chosen, and only severity major, caution, and only new and updated will go to the caution channel, right? So this is how I use the policy to filter my raw alarms from APM exactly for this alarm to the caution channel, right? That's it. And then I will be doing the same thing for the danger, or a similar thing, obviously. So danger, okay, all alarms. I will choose the alarm name. That will be the same as before, so I'll just paste it in, right? I will then add the severity. There you go. And that would obviously be critical this time. And for this, I also only want new and updated. I don't want them when they're closed. So that's my filter. And then I will select the danger channel. So this is the filter required to filter these alarms with this name when they're critical and they're newly created or updated, change severity for instance. They will be passed if this filter is fulfilled, i.e. all these conditions are met, that alarm will be passed to that channel that will then use the message template set up to fill in the message and send it as an email, right? So that's all that is required. Now let me, just for the sake of explaining that, reiterating that, let me go to my alert. Okay, I did not activate it. I will do so. See, rhetorical question. Do I need to fill in the notification channel or channels here? And the answer is no. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. because, as I have mentioned a couple of times, the two mechanisms, direct channel messaging and policy-based messaging, are additive. So if I use both, they will both be creating messages for me. And I don't want that. I want the I want the policy-based messaging to control, in this use case, that caution alarms are sent to the caution channel and danger alarms are sent through to the danger channel, right? So if we go back to the drawing here, right, I'm using the use case 2, right? This is what I want, because I want to be able to differentiate. I want to send, depending on whether it's caution or danger, I want to be able to control which channels are being used. So that's why I don't configure this one, because if I did add the channel for the alert in the second use case, I would be getting these passed as well. I would be getting the alerts passed this way as well into the channels, right? That's not what I want. Okay. Thank you very much. That was it for me for this time.